I am known for liking linear games with a strong sense of understanding on what you're supposed to be doing at any given point. It usually allows me to think more about the game's narrative than my current gameplay circumstances within it. That, of course, doesn't make games that are like that any lesser, I just don't enjoy them that much. I like my classic Vanias more than my Metroidvanias. Metroid 2 is my personal favorite Metroid game, and that one is notoriously linear. I don't mind the way Twilight Princess is constructed. There's one game that I simply have to respect, even though I didn't enjoy it that much. La-Mulana is a series of working cogs, an intricate puzzle box masterfully crafted to be one of the most challenging things you'll ever experience. Floors become intangible at a moment's notice, paragraphs upon paragraphs of lore are required for progression, and no area is ever truly finished. It's not something that personally appeals to me, but it's easy to see why it appeals to so many people. It's a puzzle to be solved, the Mount Everest of exploring a video game, and a great illustration of what it's like to be an archaeologist in real life. Yes, including the giant stone statues that come to life and crush you. La-Mulana doesn't personally resonate for me though, because I am not someone who is particularly invested in the exploration of ruins or their history. I find history fascinating, but the actual excavation process is not the part that I like reading about. And that's okay. I don't have to love every video game, and neither does everyone else. However, there's something introduced in the sequel to La-Mulana that really piqued my interest. You see, La-Mulana 2 builds on the first game in ways that make me actually invested in the game's world thematically. La-Mulana 2 is about the daughter of the main character of La-Mulana and her adventures through her own ancient ruins separate from La-Mulana. However, at one point in the adventure you do return to the ruins of La-Mulana, which have now been turned into a tourist attraction. It's easy to look around and see the sights that La Mesa did sometime before, you just walk on through. It's a funny joke, but it's also an excellent meta-commentary on how that first La-Mulana game has evolved since its release. La-Mulana no longer exists as a mystery. It is a known quantity. Walkthroughs and guides and Let's Plays allow people to experience it without experiencing it. They see La-Mulana as a tour as opposed to an archaeological dig experience. It's about seeing everything the game has to offer without earning it. It has become palatable, become understandable, become normalized. What made La-Mulana special has been taken from it by so many and commercialized into a tourist attraction. I don't mean to pass judgment on anyone who doesn't have the patience to complete La-Mulana and resorts to using a guide, but I do mean to explain how that completely fundamentally changes the experience and how I think the sequel was genius for how it handled this. La-Mulana has changed within its world to represent the game that the rune is named for. It's no harder than any other Metroidvania anymore. A bitter husk left behind by the scavenging hounds of the internet. And that is why I like La-Mulana 2 more than 1. Because with all the bravado and innovation that 1 brings with it, 2 illustrates to us beautifully what 1 has become in the years that followed its release and the release of its remake. It's comedic yet dour. It's hauntingly poetic. This has been Arcade Everlasting, who doesn't even like Indiana Jones that much, signing off. Thank you for watching.